Retirement is one of the biggest decisions that you'll ever make. But how do you really know when it's time? Sure, the financials might check out, but for many people, it's about more than money. And so they kind of stick around, perhaps longer than they need to, or maybe should, because they miss seeing the signs that it's actually time to make the jump and retire. So in this video, I'm going to share the top 10 clues that could be telling you that it's your time to retire. And these clues aren't all about the numbers. Many of them are actually about your mindset, your work, and how you feel about life outside your job. So if you've been wondering whether now is the right time to retire, stick around and let's see if any of these clues resonate for you. Now, for many people, they're set on retiring at a certain age. For others, it's a certain amount of savings, whether that's the right way to do it or not. Others still might want to stick around for maybe a bonus payment, a business sale, maybe a sentimental work anniversary. And yet for many others, the timing of when they retire, it doesn't actually have anything to do with any of that. It's about recognizing the signs that you're ready to move on to the next chapter of your life. So what are those clues? Let's dive in. Now, if you find yourself frequently checking or rechecking your retirement projections, it might be a sign that you're seeking confirmation that you're ready. Now, running the numbers every few weeks, tweaking your budget or reassessing your retirement date, those are all signs that you actually already know that you're financially ready to retire. The math keeps saying yes, but you're still looking for reassurance. Now, if your plan consistently shows that you've got enough, it may be time to trust it and make the leap into retirement. Now, quick note here before we move on, though. There's a healthy way to do this and there's an unhealthy way to do this. When we're working with folks, we'll start building kind of out that decumulation plan about 5 years out of that target date. And then we'll get those updated probably every 2 years or so leading up to the actual retirement. And so in the year of retirement, there's lots to do, right? Activating income streams and reviewing kind of holding allocations and cash positions and pension decisions and all that. And that's all well and good, but it's the incessant, almost like weekly or daily or monthly updates of a retirement model in hopes of sudden comfort. That's probably not entirely healthy. And it's probably worth acknowledging that if the numbers work, you're probably the only one holding yourself back. And the hesitation probably isn't about money. It's about maybe a fear of the unknown. Now, another strong clue that you might be ready to retire is if you've recently crossed off significant financial goals. It might be paying off your mortgage or funding your kids' education, maybe bought the cabin up at the lake, or you finished some chunky home reno expenses, right? These kind of major financial milestones will often signal in your mind a natural transition point in your financial life. Without these obligations, your monthly expenses will naturally reduce, and you can find yourself asking, what's left to work for? If your major financial goals are behind you, it could be a sign that now is in fact the perfect time to start to enjoy the benefits of all your hard work. Now, if you've noticed that you're less engaged in meetings, indifferent to new projects at work, or struggling to find motivation, that might be a sign that your mind has already started transitioning to life outside of work. You're just going through the motions, right? Your tasks that maybe once energized you, maybe they now feel like chores. This kind of mental checkout tends to be a pretty strong indicator that you're ready to shift your focus away from your career and start enjoying the next phase of life. Now, by the way, if we haven't ever met, I'm Steve Willems. I'm a practicing certified financial planner and wealth advisor with the Willems Wealth Planning Group out here in BC. We started this channel to help you plan for your own retirement, helping you think about how to plan and arrange your investments, your income streams, and ideally pay less tax along the way. Now let's get back at it. When everyday work issues that used to be minor annoyances now feel like major frustrations, that too could be a sign that you're ready to move on. Maybe office politics, tedious meetings, or small delays in projects, they seem to kind of get under your skin a little bit more than maybe they used to. Sometimes it might be frustration about how the incoming generation seems to do things. Other times it might just be the Zoom meetings, or maybe leadership is taking the business in a different direction that you're maybe not on board with. If your tolerance for workplace drama is wearing thin, it's often a sign that your passion for the job has faded. and retirement might be the next step. Now, sometimes that frustration grows into something bigger, maybe a realization that you can't see yourself continuing in your current role for much longer. And that would lead us to clue number 5. Ask yourself this question. Can you see yourself doing the same job 10 years from now? If the answer is no, ask yourself about 5 years. If it's still no, what about 3 years? If you keep working back and you realize the number is getting smaller and smaller, it might be a sign that you're ready to retire. When you can't picture yourself staying in your role for even a few more years, it's a strong indicator that your time at work might be coming to a natural end. Ask, at what point then would I be willing to walk away? Now, clue number 6 is just that you've run the numbers and financially everything completely checks out. You're more than ready to retire, but still something's holding you back and you just can't seem to put your finger on it. Like, work is fine. You don't hate it. Maybe you even still like it, but you might feel uncertain about how you will fill your time, or maybe what your purpose will be, or whether you'll miss the structure that work provides. Maybe you know that you don't want to golf 5 days a week. This emotional hesitation, even when the financials are solid, is a sign that retirement is just on the horizon. It's not uncommon to feel torn, but this could be a clue that it's time to start planning for that next chapter. And if this is you, treating this as a financial issue won't actually help. This is an emotional issue that you got to spend time thinking through. Now, clue number 7 would be the opposite, right? If you spend more time thinking about your hobbies, your side projects, maybe family plans, than on your actual job, right? Whether it's daydreaming about your next trip or kind of working on your personal passion or volunteering, you might find your attention shifting away from work and towards things that just bring you joy outside of the office. If your energy is already being directed towards those things and away from your career, that too could be a strong sign that retirement is the right move for you. Now, clue number 8 has to do with health. As you get older, maintaining your health, both physical and mental, starts to take center stage, right? Sometimes it's triggered by something that's happened recently to a loved one, maybe a health scare or seeing someone that you just care about struggle. And it can force you to take a good hard look at your own well-being. If you find yourself prioritizing exercise and relaxation and maybe just needing to reduce stress, and work is getting in the way of that, it could be a clue that retirement is the next step for you, right? Learning from kind of those experiences can push you to focus on your own health, perhaps before it's too late. Now, clue number 9 is an interesting one. Maybe earlier in your career, promotions, new projects, professional recognition, those all might have been kind of exciting carrots, things to push for. But now maybe they just don't hold the same appeal. You've accomplished what you set out to do, and you no longer feel the need to prove yourself to anyone, really. What you're probably feeling here is a sense of completion or fulfillment. And that's often a sign that you also are ready for retirement. When the drive to keep achieving maybe fades, it's clear that it might be time to step away and enjoy the life that you built. Now, clue number 10 can be encapsulated by a single question, right? When work stress hits or deadlines come or office drama hits, you might find yourself asking the question, do I really need to do this anymore? Do I really need this anymore? If this thought has become a regular refrain, right, it's a strong clue that you're ready to leave the workplace behind. Might be dealing with demanding clients, frustrating coworkers, or just the daily grind, maybe a nasty commute. If your gut response is constantly telling you that you've just had enough, it might be time to seriously consider retirement. So if several of these clues resonate with you, it might be time to start thinking about that next chapter. Retirement is a super personal decision, and while the financials are important, and we'll keep on talking about that here on this channel, it's often actually how you feel day to day that provides the clearest signs about what steps you need to do next. These clues can serve as your guide, but remember, the decision to actually retire isn't actually just about leaving work. Actually has a lot to do with what you're moving towards that's going to fill you up. Anyway, that's all for now. I hope that helps. Thanks as always for watching. I'll see you in the next video.